I was thinking that I was going to have trouble with them breaking, but I had no problems whatsoever, which I was quite pleased with, actually. And now I'm starting to just decimate the remaining forces. Now, pretty soon I'm going to kill the general here. And, hang on. Let's see what's going on over here. These guys even doing anything? Yeah, they're finishing off some troops. Some orcs that are trying to run away. And I start basically chasing people off and then closing in around all these guys. I start chasing those archers off. Those are all archers. And as you see, all these guys are going to come around and envelop this group right here, which is their last big concentration. And it was actually kind of close there for a second because... the enemy general abandons his men. Okay. Well, he ran away. Like I said, it was pretty close there because that huge concentration of orcs was actually... still had a chance of doing some damage, but once I enveloped them, they broke. They ran. Once the general ran as well. It was at this point that pretty much everyone started breaking and running. And then, of course, we started chasing them off. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Basically, now what happened was they were en route. And a really good thing about what I did, the way I rolled them up, and the way I started chasing these people off, is in a normal custom battle, it doesn't matter. But if you're in a campaign, you guys know that you want to destroy or capture as much of the enemy as you can, because anything that flees can be put back into another army. And since I had sent units off to make sure other units fled, what I could then do, as you'll see, is units that were fleeing, I could have the units that were further behind them come back around and run into them. Like, for example, these guys who are running, they're routed. It'd be really hard for these guys to catch up to them. However, these guys right here, or these guys right here, or these guys right there that I'm sending into them, can then double back around and smash into them, capturing more people, killing more people. And that was an advantage of the way I did the battle, because since I rolled them up on the left side, and I had units back here, when the main force started breaking and running, I already had units behind them for them to have to run through, so to speak. And at this point, it's just a mess on their side. They run around like chickens with their heads cut off. I capture and kill a whole bunch of them, and so on, etc., etc. And then I chase them all off the map. Now, if you look at the mini-map over here, look, it's just an absolute mess as far as they're concerned, because they didn't even know what direction to run. The tactic didn't work out exactly the way I had hoped it had, but it was extremely successful. You'll see when I get the final numbers in. Well, hang on, there's not much to watch here. Okay, so now pretty much everyone's fled the field. I love disorderly routes like that, because it gives you such an opportunity just to run them down. Now, if I'd had any cavalry, it would have been even worse for them. Okay, I don't get to see my stats. Really? I guess because I kept on going. What? It didn't show me the stats? That's crazy. Who won? I mean, I know who won. Okay, I remember them. I don't know why it didn't bring this up. But at the end of the fight, I had lost. I started with around 2,500. They started around with like 3,200. I had lost about 500 men. They had, I think, 400 and something men left. And I had like 800 prisoners. Now, so basically, and I did the math. Woohoo, go me! I lost about 20% of my forces. They lost 84% of their forces, which is a pretty damn good victory, especially for armies that started off fairly even, as far as I can tell. Now, I thought that maybe the orcs just sucked. So what I did is I did another battle. I didn't save the replay on it. But I did another battle. I just replayed this battle, the exact same battle, with just a traditional setup. You know, just a traditional battle line. The pikemen in the middle, the swordsmen on the wings, archers just spread out behind them, and then I just did we charge them, they charge us, traditional battle line, and I still won. And of course I was able to break a flank. I think it was the right one eventually and come around. I still won, but it took a little longer. I had more casualties. I think I had lost 800 or 900 men instead of about 500, and they lost a lot less. And the big difference was, I mean, they lost, yeah, they lost almost maybe 2,000, and about 1,200 escaped. So, but the big difference was, since it was kind of an orderly battle, when they broke and when they started fleeing, they all fled this direction, and I just had to try and chase them. It wasn't this, big mess that I had created. I didn't have a lot of units already behind them that they had to run through. They basically all ran away, and I couldn't catch up to them. As opposed to this side, where I already had units in place behind them, I was able to capture a lot more people. It was a lot better. Now, I need to try this with other armies. It may just be that Orc infantry just sucks. So I want to try this with armies that'll have better infantry and see if it still works. But as far as you can see on this one, at least, it was an extremely good tactic. Alright? Alright, everyone. Well, if that's it for now, and take care.